Greetings, citizens of the Empire. My name is Daniel Lesson, enlisted man of His Majesty's Royal Provincial 4th Battalion, New Jersey Volunteers. In addition to being a soldier, however, I stand before you today in the capacity of board game designer and CEO of Black Labrador Creations, LLC. This is Loyalty or Liberty, a deck-building card game of the American War of Independence.
My friend Daniel and we've had an amazing team of talented, proven people from such establishments as MCAD and SVA working with us on this project.
Indeed we have, Mabel, yes, and don't forget how we matched them with the manufacturer Print Ninja over in Evanston, Illinois. Great company.
That's right. So we are sure to have a very aesthetically pleasing project.
Yup, and the gameplay is excellent too. It is, after all, my forte and contribution.
That's right, Sir Daniel.
So the point of the game is to reduce enemy morale to 0 or to eradicate their units. How do you do this? Let's go through the basics. First, you choose a commanding officer for the battle ahead. At the moment, there are 3 officers for each of the 7 factions, but pending the completion of a stretch goal, we may offer up access to an additional 4th one per faction, which will be one among many of the stretch goals listed below on the Kickstarter. Amongst these, we will also offer a special pack that includes canine officers, including the 2 mascots for our company, Mabel and Sir Watson LeBeau. Either way, officer special abilities, as well as capacities for rallying defeated troops, leading new troops onto the field per turn, and scouting terrain will be invaluable for turning your army into an efficient fighting force. In the next phase, we scout the map, allowing you, at the beginning of the game, to ascertain what the map looks like for the battle ahead. The players effectively take turns based around initiative rolls, placing 25 cards of various sorts on the board to form the playing field.
Let me tell you guys about the next phase in play.
Go for it.
The next phase is to draft cards. Each side first agrees upon a point value. I personally always play with and would recommend 100.
Definitely a goodly number for this scenario indeed.
Which allows them to build army decks. There are 2 types of currency cards. One for deploying soldier cards, who carry the day in battle.
Well, huzzah for that, indeed. And the other?
For enacting event cards through the powers of Lady Luck.
Mysterious.
Yes, they alter play.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are weapon cards. Those are used to equip your soldiers with different firelocks and melee weapons from those they initially had.
Oh, well, thank you very much for your insights, Mabel. Most fascinating indeed.
You are very welcome.
Finally, there is gameplay. The big moment has arrived. You are on the battlefield at last. Now is the time to play. Turns are divided into rounds, 1 for each person, and it is the 2 of you who determine who goes first, not by alternating, but by rolling initiative, each turn, for additional realism.
Next, you take your currency deck, which starts with a small stipend of basic cards, but is supplemented in the point buy phase, and by drawing up to 4 resource cards per turn, you may, based on what you draw, call onto the field soldiers from your army, or access event cards from your event deck.
Exactly, Mabel. Splendid! From that point, the game remains part LCG, with the deployment of additional troops and cards being funneled in by drawing currency cards and buying things, but also part historical wargaming system, with the counters you place on the map representing the units you deployed, everything from lowly militia to dashing dragoons, doing battle with one another.
Morale and cover and line of sight is taken into account, along with combat values for both ranged and melee combat, with cultural, and unit-based special abilities and unique statistics for each unit type. Best of all, thanks to the moddable, somewhat randomized maps, you will have a reasonably replayable experience. Find out more and buy.
Mabel. But in all candor, this game is absolutely cracking. It includes great talent and skill across the board in its construction. It play-tested well and raised some delighted eyebrows at Protospiel Minnesota 2020 and Protospiel Mini Minnesota 2019 too. Supported today, and we'll throw in some delightful paraphernalia as depicted below. And hoping to see you on the mailing list and that you have a good day. God save the king!